Hi, I Bullet here with What's My Name Again. This time no politics involved. Well, after several requests, now I'm going to talk about the name of Joseph. In this video I will present the meaning of the name and the significance of Joseph, which is kinda interesting. Well, Joseph appears in the book of Genesis as the son of Rachel. Rachel was the beloved wife of Jacob, the father of the nation, and she couldn't bear children, while the other wives, actually one wife and two concubines, Leah, Bilhah, and Zilpah, of Jacob, just were in a chronicle pregnancy. We only know of other 11 boys and one girl. Probably there were more because girls weren't mentioned in the book of Genesis unless they were raped or something like this. Rachel couldn't bear children, and therefore when she was pregnant she was extremely happy, and the name she gave to her only son was Yosef. The book of Genesis mentions two meanings for this name. The first one is God has collected my shame. Collected in Hebrew is Asaph, which is kind of close to Yosef. The name Asaph also is very popular in Hebrew, and you can also find the name Asif. Asif is collection or harvest, as the act of collecting grains. Actually, one of the Jewish holidays, the holiday of Sukkot, is also called Chag Asif, the holiday of autumn harvest. Another meaning for the name, given in the same chapter a few lines later, is a request by Rachel that God would give her another son. Yosef is will add. Actually, Hosafa, Leosif, is addition. So she asked God to give her another son. That wish actually was granted, and she was given another son, Benjamin. And you can see the video about his name on my page. Back to Joseph. Joseph was a very successful person. He knew how to interpret dreams, and he was envied by his brother, and actually he became a right hand of Pharaoh in Egypt, etc. And his story takes a very big part in the book of Genesis, a few chapters, which is kind of funny because if you consider the theory that humans had written the Bible as we know it, and I mean the Old Testament, and not a God, you have a problem, because the people who probably wrote it were Judeans, were people from the tribe of Judah. And Joseph is one of the other 11 tribes. So what's the interest of a Judean writer to praise the forefather of another tribe who sometimes was even an enemy tribe for the Judeans? And the thing is that Joseph is part of a long tradition of praising the smaller sons. As I mentioned before, among the 12 sons of Jacob, Joseph was almost the last one. Actually, it was Joseph and Benjamin, the two last sons, the smallest. The thing is that in the Bible you can always see that the son who inherits his father is not necessarily the one who was born first, but actually it's the youngest one who always gets picked by God. For example, if you take Abraham, the forefather of monotheistic religions, you can see that he has two sons, Ishmael and Isaac, and the Jews consider Isaac to be their forefather. So once again, the smallest son, Isaac, has two sons. This time they are twins, Esav and Jacob. Esav is slightly bigger, and Jacob gets blessed. Jacob has 12 sons, and the biggest story goes to Joseph, one of the smaller sons. You can go even further with David, who had many sons and daughters, and eventually was inherited by Solomon, who was once again his smallest son. So why would they do that? The thing is that the Bible is full of victories for the youngest son because the kingdom of Judea was the youngest son. What do I mean? The kingdom of Israel as a whole existed during the days of King David and King Solomon. And during the days of Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, the tribe of Judah, have decided that they form their own kingdom. So they consider themselves the youngest kingdom. It's the youngest brother of the two. And therefore the whole mythology and the whole book praises the youngest sons and shows incidents of their success. So besides the name of Joseph, the significance of this story is just here to show that you can always succeed because you're talented and not because you're the biggest son, which was very important for the people who wrote the Bible and probably is important today. So there you go, Joseph. I hope you liked my explanation, and once again you are more than welcome to send me your names and I will be glad to help you with their meanings and the story behind it. Once again, Shalom Yerushalayim.